point if they're ready to go, because if they're not, as Frank Howard himself said, keep your stinking hands off my rock. Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina, home to the Tigers. A couple of teams trying to stake their claim to being among the best in the country in this top 25 showdown we have in store. As we'll see, the number 14 team in the country, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on the winners of 5 straight, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Sooners will kick it away to start. And he's coming out of the end zone. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. A first down for the offense. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. To the air on first down. He's going for it all. And the ball is picked off.
Man, does it get any better than that? Creating a turnover on the very first play of the game. You talk about doing this all week, and you talk about, we can beat this team. We're going to go out there and execute. And to do it, the first snap, belief, climbing through the roof, baby.
Running to the left. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. A great Oklahoma running attack will bring a tear to the Boomer Sooner Nation eye, thinking of guys like Billy Sims.
And where it all started was always the ground game and the toughness, and you never question that. In Oklahoma, they got to get to that. They got to be that. They got to live that if they really want to build on what they used to be and bring that tradition and build some of that tradition in the SEC.
And he uses the stiff arm to push his way past the sticks and pick up the first down. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Trying to pound their way forward, he picks up a couple to the 31.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z. So these are big for the resume.
Barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Scrambling away. Trying to escape and get it himself. Gives him a little shake, and he's got some room. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. This crowd rising up, sensing that its defense needs some help. The give to the back. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
And they just keep feeding it to their workhorse back to open this game. Great job in the open field. He's got tremendous vision. He can make people miss. You saw all of that on display here in the opening drive.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And it was punctuated by an 11-yard run for the score. Let's see what he can do with the return. And he pumps it up inside the 20. Well, the offense ought to go buy a lottery ticket because that ball somehow bounced right back to them. They'll keep it. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Well, the good news news about this drive, Jesse. It can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Back to throw, it's Shabera. Makes the grab on the left. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. They'll go to the ground. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. These guys have really performed at a high level in SEC play, and the task is to try to keep this groove going.
Yeah, when you start the season like this, man, this is exactly what you drew up. Win your conference. Be great in your conference. Get to the conference championship. I'm not putting the cart before the horse, Palmer, but great start.
No doubt. To win the SEC is a long road. You know about that. I know about that personally. And they just got to take one game at a time. They've done an outstanding job of doing that this year.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Gets it out fast. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
You know, the short passing game is a great go-to weapon for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable, obviously, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react and play you. So for coordinators, this can really open up the rest of your playbook for the rest of the game.
They've got it at the 41, 3rd and short, trying to keep the chains moving. Looks as if he's going to run it. Coming through that 3rd down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43.
Come on, bro. I knew exactly what he was trying to do.
Clemson set up with another first down. They'll try the run. Still on his feet at the 45. Nothing but green ahead. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. The offense lining up for a first down play. He'll try the left side. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
This offense has a 2nd down play. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
This will be the 7th play of the drive, and they need to convert 3rd and 6. He finds his man.
Serious,
Nice
man?
job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Oklahoma 7, Clemson 0.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Leaves it with the running back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And there was no space, nowhere to go. That play went absolutely nowhere.
Sometimes you just need a dude to show up and make a play, and he did.
And sometimes you just need to block that dude, and they didn't.
Third down has been right in the wheelhouse on this drive. They've already converted a couple of times, but they need the full 10 yards now. Wide receiver shows motion. Quarterback will audible. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. The return never really got started, but boy, he has set his team up at the 28.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
They'll try it over the left side. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening. And the Sooners are in the hurry-up. On second down, he's looking downfield. Takes the easy completion. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example thereof.
Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. A strike downfield. And he unleashed the RPMs on that pass. Man, this sophomore has an arm.
Defense is about learning the plays. Third down, what do they like to do? How do they do it? So far, the offense having a little bit of success, but the defense now, you got to figure out what they're doing.
The Sooners have it with a 1st and 10. To the ground with the back. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. They'll give it to the back. Make the stop at the 40, but it's a 10-yard gain and a fresh set of downs. The Sooners have their offense in high gear. You know, Oklahoma's DNA is being tough. They have a whole drill about being tough named after them, the Oklahoma drill, and they won that one.
And we've seen that kind of come and go some throughout the years, but it started with serious physicality back in the day when they ran the option and just hit you in the mouth. But, you know, football's involved, and that's the one thing about this offense. Can they keep their physicality and assert their physicality? The good Oklahoma teams are physical.
Almost took it all the way there, but it's a huge gain, and they're set up with a 1st and goal.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. Just got to get him to the ground quickly.
And the Sooners trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. They'll go with a direct snap. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown Sooner. Up and over Yamo be there into the end zone.
And you don't want to leave your feet very often in football, but this is one of those areas where you do. In the end zone, near the goal line, you smell it. A lot of bodies in front of you. Just get up, get over top of them, get that touchdown.
On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Give to the running back. Just couldn't get away from the tackle.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 27. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Fairly manageable distance here on 3rd down from the 27. Quarterback checking the play. Dropping back, it's Shabera. Time to take a shot. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
I tell you what, I don't know if I'm going to try him much more. Goodness gracious, you can tell he's ready for what he's seeing. 2nd interception. I would not throw near that guy anymore. You might want to try the other side of the field.
And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Now the play fake. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Trying to make magic with his feet. Complete downfield. He finally goes out of bounds, but you better check that laundry on the field. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. He's looking downfield to throw. Unloads to the wideout. And it's incomplete on 3rd down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
First one of the day is on its way. Didn't see a lot of him in that loss last week, only called on once. They're going to mark this one at the 15.
And these punt returners only get so many opportunities to try to make plays, and do they want to make them? So much space back there when you punt the football. But the thing is, look at all these guys flying down the field. All the speed on the field for that punt coverage team. And you can tell they caught up with them and forced the fumble.
Here's the handoff. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Clemson jumps to the line. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball.
And sticking to the run. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football. You can tell.
The receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. He holds it in, and nobody's close. Got a lot of running room. Slippery slide, find his way, and ran away from the crowd And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they cap it off with a play that can build momentum, a 78-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff team lining up to send this one away. Oh, he's going to take a chance and bring it out. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. Now they're backed up here, Jesse. Wonder how aggressive they're willing to be.
I think it's going to come down to how much confidence they have in this quarterback and his decision-making, because you cannot throw an interception at this part of the field with this little time left.
And I think that's conversations you've had with a young fella on the sideline to be like, what are you comfortable with right here that we can run? Maybe stay aggressive, but make sure I don't make that mistake.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. He wants to throw. Fires to the middle. And it's picked off. Got room on the return. And they come up with a big play to make sure no more points go on the board before the end of the half.
Zone equals eyes. When I say that, DBs, linebackers, all covering the middle of the field. So many guys over the middle of the field trying to take away the easy stuff, but reading the quarterback's eyes the whole time. Whenever he breaks to throw that football and that hand separates from the ball, I'm breaking on it, and you could tell they had a beat on it. Nice cut, nice instincts. Give me that INT.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go downfield. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Going for the return. No idea what he could have been thinking to try to return that one, and they stop him at the 7. One more snap coming before halftime. Power football with the run. And after that short gain, they'll head to the locker room. It's halftime here. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Ready to start the second half, and Clemson will kick it away. From back of the end zone, he'll bring it out. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end.
Entering accessibility screen, you have 20 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
At the 13.
Work out as he stopped at the 13. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
Listen, defense is about energy. It's about passion. It's about physicality. They need a little bit more of that. Get the guy in the ground. You can't let guys break tackles. What could have been set up with a long yardage situation, now it becomes an easier situation because you couldn't get him on the ground.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. They'll try to get the first through the air. He's got his man. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Right back to the well. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38.
And listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, I love teams that commit to the run, and when it's successful, keep running the rock.
Yeah, David, I think this offensive line right now, they've got a lather going. They're really sort of getting in the groove and flow of this game. They're just getting tremendous push at the point of attack. It seems like every single time they decide to run the ball.
Keeps looking downfield. He'll try to do it himself. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats, but when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
He'll try to pop the draw. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
They try to go draw, but there's just way too much penetration in the middle of the offensive line, and the offense has a negative point.
He wants to pass it on 2nd down. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
Well, you know what they say, tips lead to picks. So the offense, they're lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
And that pass picked off. Trying to take it back. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And we know... a huge part of winning ball games. Interception number 2. His quarterback has to do a better job taking care of the football. Don't force it. Take the high completion percentage stuff. Don't always try to go for the big play.
Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop. And now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense, Palmer, has a chance to take the lead.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Touch pass on the jet sweep. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all right after the catch. So pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Complete to the left. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks and first down. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And of course he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Come on, bro. What?
From the gun, the give, looking for room. Brought down after picking up 3 down to the 22.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Smashes through. And they make the tackle, but it'll be enough for a first down, and we'll see if they get another play off here in the 3rd. This Clemson offense moving quickly down the field. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. They're looking for an advantage in the running game to the right. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And a great job by the linebacker. You could tell starting to crowd the line of scrimmage, get up there in the line of scrimmage, see it, diagnose it, get in the backfield, get the running back on the ground for the tackle for the loss.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Now he's looking to throw it. Here he goes breaking the pocket. He just tossed that one out of bounds. You avoid the sack, you avoid the turnover. You've got more plays here on 3rd down.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket, nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Got enough space. Touchdown, Clemson. And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the 4th.
Each and every week, I think this coaching staff does such a good job of scheming ways to get this guy the football in the passing game, and defenses can't cover him. With that last catch, this now his 10th receiving touchdown on the season.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I'd have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Motion from the offense. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise. Backing this defense on third down. Dropping back, it's Vaughn.
Bro, this nigga done threw another interception, bro. I lost.
Going the other way, and he's got room. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. And score will give them a little more room to operate here in the fourth quarter as they go for their sixth straight win. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Top 15 teams colliding today in a huge matchup, and it's now a final. Florida sparkled today in a dominant road win. In fact, by the fourth quarter, it almost felt like this game was being played in the swamp.
That shit, wow. How come he stand and go back 5 yards, bro? Like, what?
No cupcakes this week, fellas. This top 15 battle was much anticipated, and at least one side can say it's a game they'll savor for some time.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. They'll throw it on first down. He's got his man. How about that effort to get it out across the 20? They'll mark it at the 21. It's a first down. The Sooners want to pick up the tempo.
I think if you're the head coach at this point, you're telling your offense, it doesn't matter what's happened up to this point of the game. Obviously, things haven't gone our way.
See what I'm saying, bro? Come on, bro. That pass supposed to be like that. Come on with that
give
bull
ourselves
crap.
a chance to win. Let's go do it one play at a time.
It's great for this quarterback to take shots down the field, but you just don't want it to feel like a give-up or a chuck it up and hope kind of play.
And I think understanding the situation, now I'm on defense, right? If they're going to take shots down the field, maybe I'm a little bit more aggressive with my blitz, understanding that everything's going to take a little bit more time to develop if they're going to take those deep shots.
Trying to find his man on first down. He's got it. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. The Sooners come to the line with a new set of downs. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone.
Oh, he wants it all. Throw to the sideline, and it's complete, and they've got a big play.
What a great job outside working that route. Not only did he get to the sticks to make sure he got the first down, but also was able to get himself out of bounds to
Don't be trying to you feel me, reflate, bro. We seen the one foot, bro. Come on now. 1 foot, bro. Come on now.
Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's 1st and 10. They want to just keep throwing it. Buys a little extra time. Nothing open downfield, so he'll just toss it away.
We'll get the ball back.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. Flushed out of the pocket. He wants it all. He makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma. That big score makes the end of this game very interesting.
No doubt the offense got what they needed. More work to do, but you had to get this part accomplished first.
And the extra point cuts the lead to 7, 28-21. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Out of the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14.
We just need to get some stops, bro. That's it. Get some stops and we straight.
First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move.
What
a good run there. He has enough for the first down. We've reached the 2-minute warning in this offense, trying to milk this clock and keep time on their side.
You worry about that clock.
Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
I know he gonna throw that bit.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Little over anxious out of the stance early, and it's a false start.
Put some back, baby.
So the decision has
They're
been
gonna help
made,
right
and the
there.
coach
We
will
need it.
take the penalties.
They're gonna help right there. See what he gonna do. Oh, we ain't tripping right there, bro.
Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. Fast motion from the offense. Just going to keep it after the snap.
You tried it, bitch. You tried it. You tried it then, bitch. You tried it. I know you sick. One, he tried it. Yeah.
Oh, and it's a hit like that will absolutely light up the sideline, light up the stadium, change the momentum, and help you win a football game, because that hit is what caused that fumble.
What you don't want to do, give me a chance.
Going with the ground game left.
Come on, bro. Bring the ball again.
Gain before the defense bottles him up. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. He'll try it again. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
What you don't want to do is give me a chance. I thought you had something. I like how your mind works.
Trying to make it impossible to communicate. Looking downfield, it's Vaughn. Trying to get to it.
The world? Why my way back over there? I didn't do that. Oh my God! Yeah, they doing me wrong now. I didn't even do that one.
Plays like that are the type of plays that win you games.
I didn't do that one though. That's crazy.
It's a close game. It's a huge 3rd down, and somebody's got to step up and make a play.
Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep.
Joystick, bro. That's all crazy, cuz. I did not do that.
Does not come up big, man. You needed that 1st down. And listen, the communication with this offense and the execution has left a little bit to be desired, and especially in a big moment right here when you had to have a score and you had to have the 4th down conversion.
That is crazy, bro. Oh God.
They'll leave it with him. They finally make the stop.
That is crazy, bro.
Plenty to move those sticks for the 1st down.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy on the ground, man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
They're getting this guy lathered up. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Timeout is called.
I did not do that, crap. Why did the joystick out of all time make me do a play action, right? I mean, playmaker, bro. Come on, cuz.
Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11.
That's wild, bro.
Running back searching for a hole.
Really, bro?
There he goes. There he goes to the right. And he gets it into the end zone for the touchdown, and it's not just a touchdown.
it is a dagger in this game.
That is exactly what you want your offense to do. You want it to eat clock, but if you score, go up by 2 possessions, nail, meet, coffin. Great execution by this offense to put this game away.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they close the deal with a scintillating 52-yard jaunt to the house. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to move it through the air. He's got it down the middle. No chance to run, but they still move it forward. Offense in an empty set. Looking to throw, it's Vaughn. He's going up top here late in the game. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. When you hit this point in the season, week 7, you sort of turn the corner and you remain unbeaten at this point. You've morphed into a